Alright, what's up guys, Fuffin here, and I don't do Minecraft parkour, but you know, I at least want to get some form of video out, and this is I guess some decent B-roll footage. So anyway, I just want to say that I have had obviously a hiatus on the channel for a little bit, and I think that maybe it's not worth addressing, but it's something that I should talk about at least a little bit. And what I just mean by that is, like, if you have been on the channel for a little bit, you know that I, roughly a month or two ago, had a similar announcement type video on my channel. And it was in reference to something happening with the new year. And it wasn't particularly important at the time because it was something that was able to be addressed. And it was something that I was able to handle at the moment, with at least the tiniest bit of confidence that it would be handled in the manner in which I would be willing to deal with it. And, I don't know if it's a good decision at this moment to be making, to actually revealing information about my personal life, but realistically, the people who are going to watch this video are going to be the ones who I believe that need to know this information. Realistically, people who I don't care, maybe they only watch my TFT videos, this has nothing to do with them. So, ultimately, yeah. I'll make it very short and very sweet. Around December, I was given notice from my job that I would be laid off, furloughed due to the current pandemic. And as such, well, you may have noticed that I started to make content a whole lot more on the channel. And that's because I was attempting to make this a little bit more consistent, to some extent. So, yeah. However, I was doing that with some confidence that due to my layoff in the manner in which I was separated from the company, I would still be being paid a percentage of my wages, mind you. A very small percentage of my wages, basically to be on standby to come back to work. And for the last 2 months, I have yet to see any of those wages. And that is in addition to the stimulus bill from the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm hoping that me saying that doesn't, like, remove this video from people's search engines or whatever. But in essence, if you don't know, the stimulus bill was supposed to give you roughly $300 a week in addition to whatever from your job. So I was basically operating under the assumption that my job would be paying me at least $300 a week, on top of whatever the actual money that I would be getting from my job. And like I mentioned, it has been 2 months and I have not seen any of it. So as a last-ditch effort, I've actually attempted to contact my job again and see if I can instead come back to work. In addition to this, my job has actually, I don't want to say screwed me out of money, but they've done their best to not pay me for a couple weeks of work as well. So, I'm not going to pretend for a second that if my channel was monetized, I would be able to live on this. But, it's just the main reason why I haven't been able to justify a lot of, I guess, expenses that I would like to on the channel. As you guys may know, I've been trying to do things with the stream, and yeah. But the reason why I needed to address this to the people that it cares about, that it applies to, is because that has been something horrifically stressful for me over the past however long period of time. And in the last, what was it, like a week ago, I actually had a death in the family as well. And in addition to that, the situation with the money has just been very, like all of the things leading up to this point has continued to stress me out to a level into which I am not able to make content. Like even now, I'm sort of like if I am to recall these situations, I am overcome with such a feeling of maybe not betrayal, but some form of emotion, right? Because there's plenty of things that I've been attempting to do under the hope that my finances have been secured for the most part. And that just has not been the case. This isn't... I don't want this to get twisted by any means. I'm not accepting any money from anybody. I will not accept any pity, any charity, nothing. Okay? I'm a grown-ass man, and until the channel is monetized and I am given money directly from that, that's where I will choose to collect money. I'll collect it from AdSense, and if I have reached monetization on the channel to YouTube standards, that's where I'll begin to monetize the channel. But I will not open up like a GoFundMe or something like that. I've dealt with much worse, and I will deal with these as they are my problems and not yours. Although I have been trying to inform people on my Discord as much as I can. And, you know, it's been nice to see people at least reaching out. But ultimately, these are things that I myself have to deal with. So, yeah. But like I said, the whole job situation let me work on the YouTube thing a whole lot more. I've still been doing other work online, attempting to make money. But there's not much that I actually can do, because to collect money from things like unemployment or things like that, I actually can't be working. So I'm in this middle ground area of either I don't work at all right now and I make no money, and then I can get the money that I'm supposed to be being paid. Just not right now. And my bills aren't stopping. So in essence, I'm working now, making crumbs of what I normally would be, because I had a very good paying job. I'm not going to discuss how much I made, but I made a lot of money, which is why I was very, very fine, because I can work off of like little to nothing. I'm very good with my money. And, you know, I can fend for myself and all that. It's just that I was hoping that one time in my life I wouldn't have to be completely relying on myself, and that I could rely on maybe a system that was in place to be able to cover for me, but instead that just wasn't possible to happen. And that's my fault. It's my fault that I could be kind of foolish to think that I could trust like a government system or whatever to have my back. But you know, that's on me, and that's a mistake that I'll have to not repeat in the future. So, you know, it's a learning experience. Okay, so that's how you make that jump. Cool. But yeah, so either I don't work right now, and in theory I'm supposed to be receiving checks for not working. or I do work right now and then I'm voided of the actual money that I'm supposed to have. Like I said, $300 a week is not like a little amount of money. And the more that I would be working now, they would have to be written off from those amounts. And, you know, a month into this situation, I was informed that I might not even qualify. I don't know how, because I was informed that I was, like, supposed to be getting this money. But now, then they just said, oh, well, maybe you don't actually qualify for it. So, whereas I've done my best to attempt to live off of nothing in the hopes, crossing my fingers, that I'm going to be back paid this money at least. Coming to the realization that you may not actually be getting any of it. Like 2 months of wages is a very, I don't know how to put it, a very overwhelming feeling. It's not a little amount of money. And this is why, this combined with the death in the family and just the other personal things I've been dealing with, is why I have been away. Because it got to the point where I was no longer able to effectively hide it enough to where I could just, you know, like, take it out of my mind. I don't know how much it came off in my gameplay. But it eventually got to the point where I was no longer able to stream 6 times a week. I was so stressed out that, I mean, within a 5-day period, I slept 1 time for like 6 hours in the middle of the afternoon. Unfortunately, no matter how much I would be able to mask what I'm feeling and everything, my voice does a really good job of giving me away. And in days that I am ungodly stressed and things like that, my voice fucks up a whole lot more than it normally does. And even, like, some of you guys pointed out in the fucking stream chats, you guys are like, bro, you normally sound, like, pretty fucked up. Like, pretty strung out, pretty stressed, but, like, are you okay? Like, and I'm like, bro. That's when I'm just like, look, you guys are starting to figure shit out too much. And I'm not trying to sit there and be boring. Regardless of what the fuck is going on in my life. If you guys are taking time to look and watch me get, like, fucking play. You guys are watching me fail at Minecraft. This is the first, I opened this, I looked up Minecraft parkour maps right before I did this. And I'm just trying to figure out how the fuck to play this shit, right? I just don't know. I know that I can ask, like, do you guys want to see more shit that, like, I guess is more like this, not inherently involved with something like TFT? But, like, I know the answer. Like, I have people on my channel who enjoy watching the content involving just me, for me. But when I go to my analytics, I know what's getting the views and what's getting the subscribers. And that's, like, the TFT videos. So, maybe I'll mix it up a little bit. I don't know. I have no idea. But I just felt like if I streamed today, it would be really disingenuous. As for tomorrow, I'm going to be trying to stream TFT tomorrow. It has not been the easiest to just get into the mindset of doing it. I haven't really played TFT much in my time away on this hiatus. So I feel like I'm not the most involved to be able to actually give you that information. But I had only intended to be away for like 2 days. And we're going on, I think, 4 or 5 now. And for that, I'm sorry. Because I had kind of made a promise to myself to be able to get over whatever the fuck is going on. in a timely manner and return to content, and unfortunately, in that case, I failed you guys. So, you have my apologies. But hopefully things aren't going to be as much of an issue. But with that said, obviously, if I'm returning to work, my schedule will be a little bit more fucked up, especially because I wasn't able to get my original shift back for my job. Because I'm pretty much being brought back on pity time at this point. Absolute best case scenario, and I'll be going back to my job. Hopefully at my regular pay. Hopefully at somewhat close hours. And hopefully I get all my back pay. All the money that I'm owed. And then I don't have to worry about it. But I have no faith. I have no faith whatsoever in that happening. Realistically, again, I'm just going to bite the bullet. And these, nearly 2 months of no pay are just going to have to be made up. And it is what it is. But like I said, I don't want any money. I don't want any of that. This is something that, shit happens, right? Shit happens. You got to deal with shit sometimes. And this is just one of those things that I got to deal with. So, I just wanted to at least inform you guys because, well, when my problems are no longer just my problems and it's affecting the status of things on the channel, this is where I feel the need to at least update you guys. And I've already posted some updates to the Discord server. Like always, that'll be one of the first things in the description. So if you're ever interested about how that, how some of this you could be updated without videos, because I usually don't like making update videos. Hopefully, whatever, regardless of what the fuck I have going on, is not going to affect content on the channel anymore. And that's all that matters. Ultimately, what the fuck happens with me outside of work doesn't matter. Or what happens outside of YouTube doesn't matter. Because I'm here to give you guys more content. So, if I'm not giving you guys content, then, I'm not fulfilling my obligation here. I just, feel like the people who care about the consistency in the content are going to be the ones who see this anyway. And then hopefully this can be some form of an acceptable answer as to why I haven't been making content in, the past few days. But regardless, that'll be it, I guess, on that. So, I'm going to try and resume things like it was normally. I'll just go back to TFT. I'm bad at MineCraft Parkour. So, we'll just do that. I guess I can keep you guys updated. You can catch the stream at the normal time tomorrow, and probably for a week and a half or so after. That's before I'm scheduled to go back to work. So, I'm going to try and make that time worth it. I'm going to try and, hopefully do what I can, I guess, with it. So, if you're watching this, you're probably already subscribed. But if not, I would appreciate anyone who wants to subscribe. I don't know how much it helps you guys out, but it does actually, help me. So, if it's convenient and if you want to see me in your sub box, then by all means, go for it. But besides that, I guess this is it for this update video. I'll be back to TFT content and shit like that. Hopefully there's no more hiccups. God, do I hope there's no more fucking hiccups. Anyway, hope you guys have a good one. And appreciate you for sticking with me if you're still here, because I don't expect anyone to. So that'll be it, guys. Have a good one. Peace, peace.